Welcome everybody to Short Hero Spotlight, to one of the most fun heroes in Heroes of the Storm right now. The High Priestess of Elune, Tyrande, is a support hero and she is super fun to play. She is one of the heroes that right now don't really get a lot of attention, but I can guarantee you if you play her later in the game, you are gonna enjoy that a lot. Support hero is something that I personally didn't really play too much in the past in other MOBAs, but Heroes of the Storm is very different and she is a lot of fun. We are gonna have a closer look at her talents, at her starting skills as well, and we're not gonna go through all the talents, but I'll give you a quick overview of the most important talents that you have later on and what you can really do with it. So having a closer look at our starting abilities, we are starting things off with our Q, which is the Light of Elune. That is our heal, and it's a pretty incredible heal because later we will have talents that can increase the additional abilities that heal has, what it does, and that makes a lot of fun in the game. So you can really play her as a support. You can not only heal your ally, but at the same time you heal yourself for half that HP. So let's say on level 1 you heal an ally for 100 hit points, you heal yourself for 50, and she's a wandering healing fountain. A healing fountain on two very beautiful legs, and absolute fun to play, especially since those abilities that we're going to talk later on when we have a look at the talent tree make it so much more incredible and so much more fun. Skill number 2 is the Sentinel. It's a skill shot. You send an owl across the entire battleground and you can provide vision with that. You reveal also cloaked enemies and you can damage enemy heroes. So it's a little bit of a nuke that you have there, but one of the most incredible things that you can do with it is that you can interrupt channeling processes. So let's say for example you're playing a game on Cursed Hollow, your opponent is already at the tribute spawned, and one of the allies is trying to get close enough, but he's a little bit too far away. One enemy is already there trying to gather the tribute. You just send the owl across the screen and hit that hero, interrupt for a second, and bam, your ally is able to get there in time to really contest that. So that makes that skill very, very versatile, and not only a damage spell, but also very, very great for scouting opportunities, and of course in terms of like the objectives of the map. Lunar Flare is probably our most fun ability with the hero. It is a little bit of a skill shot thingy. What you need to do here is basically you target an area, it's a circle, and a second later an arrow hits and stuns the target that is there and deals damage. It's an incredible versatile skill. You can try to run away and use it to just stop opponents that try to chase you down. You can also of course chase down opponents, stun them, go in with allies and just kick the shit out of them. Whatever you want to do, this is the skill to go. A lot of fun here, and I will guarantee you that you are gonna enjoy this. So at this point we have Hunter's Mark. This is our passive ability, our passive combat trait. It's a bit of a healing thing. Once you attack something, you put a Hunter's Mark on them. Allies and yourself dishing out additional damage then will also heal themselves a little bit. It is a nice thing to have. With the heroic abilities that we have down here, we have Shadow Stalk, which is like the Miranda ultimate that we see in Dota 2. In Heroes of the Storm right now, I don't think it plays too much of a role. We don't have really set up teams yet. It might later in a competitive play, but at this point I feel the Starfall is much more effective, since you have a huge area where you can call down that Starfall. You do a lot of damage to all the basically all the units in there, not only heroes, so you can also use it to stop a push when an opponent has like captured 2 merc camps. But the main thing is that you have a slow, and that is absolutely incredible and just so useful when you're in a super, super big team fight. With the talents, we're not gonna have a look at all of those. That would really just kill things a little bit. So I'm first of all gonna show you how I currently skill the hero, and I'm also gonna show you an alternative set of talents that you can choose. Right now on level 1 I'm going for the Path of the Wizard, which gives you extra mana and hit point regeneration. I feel that later on you're not gonna do this anymore, because the talents will be a little bit more elaborate how you use them. Right now the reason I do this is because you can then spam all your abilities without ever running out of mana, and that is super, super fun to play. I feel in a team environment you will probably like to go for something else. You could increase the Hunter's Mark ability. That's one of the things that is pretty neat, or the Healing Ward is probably the way to go here. The fun kicks in on level 4. This is when things really start, because right now what we can do is our heal will gain an ally also 25% speed bonus for 3 seconds. And this is right now probably my favorite talent for her. It's absolutely incredible because not only can you chase down heroes so much faster, like a hero is trying to run away from you, you heal yourself, bam, and suddenly you get faster, you are just fast enough to hunt him down, get those extra few shots in, and take him down. Of course, also great if you want to help an ally escape, and I can't tell you how many allies I've saved with this skill alone. It's absolutely incredible, and I would take that any day over the other skills that we have here. If you want to go for a DPS build, you should probably go for the searing arrows, but I'm going to tell you about that a little bit later. Level 7, what you really need to get is the True Shot Aura. It's an absolutely crazy good talent, 10% attack damage and attack speed for you and your team in a team fight. This is like the best thing that ever happened to your team, so always try to go for this one here. The other ones, pretty decent, but nothing compared to the True Shot Aura. It's just way too good. Level 13, that's when our stun ability suddenly gets an upgrade, since we have now a higher cast range and also the impact radius increased by 33%. Absolutely amazing, should definitely get that, and that will make it much easier for you to hunt heroes down and to make sure that you can help out your allies with a couple of stuns and also the nuke. On level 16, we have a bit of a choice here. Currently I go for the Ranger, the Owl. The skill shot that we have has suddenly the white increased by 100% and does a little bit more damage. The other traits that we have here are kind of neat, but I feel if you go for this kind of skill set or talent set that I've currently been chosen, then this is the way to go, since it gives you a little bit more flexibility and also, of course, a bit just more boost to that damage that your Owl later dishes out. Level 20, that's a little bit iffy, because right now we have a great way to increase our ultimate here. We have suddenly a global cast for for Starfall, but at the same time I have to say that with a Storm Shield this is something where you can really do a lot in a team fight. So I feel it's a little bit dependent on what kind of preference you have, if you go for the ultimate increase or if you go for the Storm Shield. You don't really need Blink here, which I personally get with a lot of other heroes like Nova for example, just because that one level 4 trait with a quick bludgeoning is so good already that it helps you to get out of most of the fights without a problem at all. So I feel this is all that you need. So that's currently the set that I use. I'm pretty successful with that, but let's have a quick look at an alternative one. More of a DPS role. If you want to go for that, then you forego the speed advantage that you get on level 4, but you go straight for the searing arrows. You want to get the True Shot Aura still, since in this case of course it's all about the damage. But what you do then later is, you could for example go for sprint here. I forego sprint with my other build just because I don't need it, since I have the level 4 speed. If you don't have that, sprint might be a great idea to chase down opponents and also of course get out of the battle a little bit faster. But the more important part is that then on level 16 you pick Berserk. So suddenly you have 2 additional active skills that you can activate in a battle, and you have not only a great increase in attack speed but also in damage, and suddenly Tyrande becomes a lot more DPS heavy and can do a lot more damage in the battle itself. So I feel if you want to have an alternative set of skills, that's what you should really try to experiment with a little bit. You could even think about going for the Bolt of the Storm if you want to have a little bit more mobility on the map, since we do not have that speed bonus again. I personally think this is a great ability and would never want to miss it, but yeah, there are definitely several ways how to use Tyrande right now, and that makes her just super flexible in the game and so much fun to play. So guys, I hope you got a bit of an idea. We just briefly scratched on the talents and everything else. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the video. Put an upvote in on YouTube if you liked it, and if you want to see more, leave me a comment if you have any additional questions, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done that just yet. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.